Hi guys, and welcome to Escape Wheel Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the Baltany S4056. I received this watch for free. I don't have to send the watch back, but you guys know the deal by now. It's not going to sway my review one way or another. You're going to get my honest opinion on this channel every single time. And if by the end of this review you want to pick one of these up, as always, I'll be leaving a link down in the video description. That is an affiliate link. If you use that link, you aren't paying any extra, but this channel will earn a little bit of commission on the sale, which allows to keep the channel going. So a huge thank you goes out to everyone who's done that. The retail price for this watch is $220 US. That's before any taxes, sales, coupons, VAT, etc. It's not a cheap watch, but you can expect to save a little bit of money if you're willing to be patient, as Baltany, they do participate in the sales. The watch comes in two different colorways that you can see here. They also offer this in a 39mm case, which I reviewed a little while back right up here. The watch case is made of 316L stainless steel. It has a sapphire crystal, screw-down crown, screw-down case back, 200 meters of claimed water resistance, and the watch is powered by the Seiko NH38 automatic movement. So about 6 months ago or so, I reviewed the 39mm version, which you saw earlier. People loved it, I loved it, but they wanted a smaller option. So fast forward to today, Baltany has given us that. We now have this, but is it as nice as that 39mm? Let's dig in, let's find out. But before we do, a quick wrist check today. Wearing another 36mm watch. This is the Militato 1926. A beautiful watch coming up on the channel very, very soon. Alright, so let's talk about the dimensions. We got a case diameter of 36.1 millimeters, 12.2 millimeters thick, 20 millimeter lug width, 43.4 millimeters lug tip to lug tip, and sized up for my 7.5 inch wrist with one link removed. Weighs about 126 grams. So the sizes is pretty much exactly what we expected. 36 millimeters, 12.2 thick, short lug to lug as well, and those links, they do hang straight down. So yeah, it's going to be great for even the smallest of wrists. So I think you guys are going to be pretty happy with it. It kind of wears exactly how you would expect this style of case to wear. I've had plenty of them. If you've had one in a similar size, you know how it's going to wear. So yeah, I do like the way that it does wear. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist. And as you can see, I think it wears okay. For me, it's a little small, but I think for a lot of people, smaller wrist, anything 7 inches and under, it's going to wear great. You can see there, pretty flat case as typical with this style of watch, but pretty nice turn down to the lugs for what it is. Got lots of light play off of that bezel. The brushing on the bracelet is nice. It feels very balanced. It's very comfortable on wrist, and it sits nicely on the wrist too. So overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the way this thing wears. And here we are in some more direct sunlight. You can see nice strong sunburst there. Plenty of AR coating as well. I think the crystal on this thing is really nice. And I think overall, I mean, the finishing and just the overall feel of this thing on wrist, it's very premium feeling for what it is. And yeah, I think you're really going to like it. Let's go throw it on some straps and we'll get back to this review. Sorry about the wind. And here we are on a black rubber strap. This is from Strapsco. It's a pretty safe strap. A little thick there in my opinion for this style and this size of watch, but I don't think it looks bad at all. And obviously you can take this thing out in some water and you know, you're going to want a rubber strap probably. So there you go. That's what that one looks like. And here we are on a dark brown leather strap. This is another one off AliExpress. I'll leave the link down below for it. Yeah, it's almost a perfect color match to the dial. I think it does look pretty good. Maybe you want a different, more contrasty brown, but I actually don't think that one looks bad at all. What do you guys think of that? And lastly, here we are on a nylon strap. This is 2 layers underneath the watch right there. So you can still see it sits up pretty nice, very comfortable, very lightweight. And yeah, if you're going to be, you know, exploring with this watch, you're going to want something similar to this. And I think these ones look good. These are Cincy Strapco SF2. I'll leave a link for those down below as well if you're interested. But yeah, I think that looks good. I think it matches the patina on the Lume, and yeah, just very, very nice and lightweight and comfortable setup. All right, let's go back inside. Let's get back to this review. All right, so let's talk about the case finishing on this thing. So case finishing is a mixture of brush and polish surfaces. You can see here, nice high polish on the bezel. Looks really good, really nice and smooth polishing. Baltany's always done a very nice job with their case finishing. This is no exception. You have a kind of a circular or angular brushing on the tops of the lugs there. Very reminiscent of the vintage Rolex, and this is an homage to. Going to the case sides, high polish on the case sides, just nice and just buttery smooth on the case polishing. Really, really happy with the case polishing on this thing. It's top notch. You get nice sharp transitions from the brush to the polished surfaces as well. Yeah, not a whole lot to complain about here, guys. Again, high polish on the sides there, and it is a rounded case side, so you get these nice distortions and stuff like that. Crown is signed with the Baltany B logo. It's a brand new logo. Not sure why they went with this logo instead of what they previously had, but I think this is what we're going to be seeing from now on going forward. And a huge thank you to Baltany for actually signing this. Usually they don't. So it's nice to see them kind of improving their watches where I keep calling them out. So yeah, really happy with the case finishing on this thing. I think it's excellent. Flipping it to the case back here, you can see sterile case back, circular brushing, kind of your coin edge style, which I'm not a huge fan of, but it is what it is. They keep giving us these things. It's not going to change. Yeah, I wish they would just add simple notches. That's all. The bottom of the case is circular brushed. The bottom edge of the case here, it's been honed down nicely. It's not really sharp or anything like that. So very comfortable on wrist. I will say this corner right here, it is a little bit sharp, but it's usually not something you feel too often. But yeah, just something to note. Both inside and outside edges, they're a little bit sharp to the touch. Anyway, so let's talk about the crystal on this thing. First things first, we will test it for sapphire. It's positive for sapphire. So it is a nice box dome style sapphire crystal, just like on the previous version. Really, really happy with it. You can see right at the extreme edges, it does kind of distort just a little bit. But right on the edge, you get plenty of distortion. I think the crystal looked great. It's got clear anti-reflective coating on it. Baltany still has some of the best crystals in the game. This is no exception. It's a great crystal. Yeah, probably even better than the 39mm one. That one had a little bit of extra something going on. I just remember it not being quite as nice as this one. So it's nice to see that they've improved the crystal on this thing. It's a really, really good crystal, and I just love the shape of it. It looks really, really good. Okay, so let's get real close. We'll talk about the dial on this thing. So obviously I have the brown dial. They do have a matte black dial. But this is the one to get, in my opinion. It is absolutely stunning. Really deep chocolatey brown with a nice strong sunburst. You have this kind of tan printing for all the minute track and the branding there. Automatic 600 feet down here at the 6 o'clock. Everything is centered nicely. Everything is aligned nicely. You have applied indices, which are just beautifully done. Really, really happy with those. They look excellent. You got your typical triangle there at the 12 o'clock, 3, 6, and 9. Yeah, really happy with that. They are all filled to the brim with Lume. We'll get to the Lume shot here in just a little bit. Nice, simple Baltany branding. I absolutely love the branding on this watch. I love Baltany as a brand. I like the name. I like the font that they chose. Yeah, no issues there. The handset that they chose, it's another good one. Second hand reaching right out to the minute track. Minute hand doing the same. And a nice big Mercedes hour hand there. Proportionally, I think the dial is done to perfection. It's executed to perfection. I don't see any fluff under the dial. It's a glossy brown dial, as you can see there. It looks absolutely fantastic. I almost wish they would have gone with gold hands and gold indices, but that might have been too much. So yeah, the fact that they went with this faux patina on silver, I think it's fine. And talking about the Lume, I'm going to pop up a Lume shot here. You can see it against a couple other watches in the collection, and it does a great job. Usually this faux patina doesn't do very well, but they put a heavy application of it on this watch, and the Lume on this thing is just, it's really, really good. Nice bright burst right off the bat, and then it does hold strong all through the night. So yeah, I've got no issues with the Lume on this thing. It's really good. All right, so let's talk about the movement in this thing. So the movement, it's the Seiko NH38 automatic movement. If you guys don't know about it, the Seiko NH line in general, 21,600 beats per hour, so 6 ticks of the second hand every second there. And hacks, hand winds, it does everything you need it to do. It's reliable, accurate enough usually. And yeah, they're just workhorse movements. They're great. They're going to last forever. Yeah, I'm not really sure what else to say. Here's how mine has been running, plus 6 seconds a day with a strong beat error as well. So very happy with that. You can tell that Baltany does seem to kind of regulate these movements a little bit at least. Yeah, so overall, very satisfied with the movement in this watch. The watch is operated by this 3 o'clock screw down crown. Nice smooth screw in and screw out action. Again, it's a nicely signed crown as well. Plenty of grip on the crown. It's good size in my opinion. First position is your hand winding. And because they're using the NH38, you jump right into time setting. It hacks the movement, like I said. Yeah, these movements are excellent. Functionally, everything seems fine. Crown wobble is to a minimum. The crown threading going in, it's one of the crowns where it's kind of spring loaded, so you're not winding the movement while you are screwing it in. So that's nice to see as well. Just that little kind of attention to detail from Baltany is always nice to see. Overall, pretty satisfied with this. I can feel something going on while I'm screwing this in, but it's not winding the movement. It's kind of, there's a couple little pops there, so I'm not sure what's going on with it, but it's nice and smooth. I just felt a couple little nodes of resistance, that's all. So yeah, just something to note. Hopefully you guys won't have that problem. But overall, satisfied with the movement in this thing. 40 hours of power reserve. I'm not sure I mentioned that, but yeah, these movements are great. I got no complaints with them. Yeah, let's talk about the bracelet on this thing. So the bracelet, it is 20 millimeters and it tapers down to 16 millimeters at the clasp. Got really nice solid brushing here on the top surface. It's done excellent. Really, really happy with that. It's got a nice kind of luster or sheen to it. Yeah, really, really happy with that. Polishing on the sides here. You got screw pins for adjusting. I removed one link for my 7.5-inch wrist. Fluidity of the bracelet seems fine, about on par with others in this price range. Pretty happy with that. And the tolerances seem nice. It's not too rattly or anything like that. You have solid links, solid end links, female pivot end links. Even this first link here, nicely finished. So sometimes they skimp on that surface right there, but not Baltany. They did a really good job. You can see how nice and tight the tolerances are in there. It's a great bracelet, fitting inside the lug width here. I do feel just a teeny tiny bit of wobble, but it doesn't translate to rattling on the wrist, so it's not a huge deal. And visually, you can't really see it either. So yeah, very satisfied with the end links on this thing. You can see how they follow the curvature of the case, pretty much spot on. You can see maybe just a little tiny off, but just nitpicking here, and they do stop short of the lug tips there. So yeah, really happy with the bracelet on this thing. It's a good one. This bottom edge here has been rounded off nicely, so that's nice and soft on wrist. Working our way to the clasp here, you have your Baltany branding there, brushing on the top, brushing on the side, a nice polished chamfer. Yeah, the finishing on the bracelet itself and the clasp, excellent. I got no real complaints with it. It's a nice tiny clasp here, so it matches the case, balances out pretty well. 3 levels of micro adjust, polished pushers here, just 2-button pushers. Those function just fine as well. Got no complaints with this. Fully milled on the inside here. Nice tight tolerances here. Nice tight tolerances up here. Yeah, these things are great. I've got no major complaints with it. It's a good size. It's soft. It's finished nicely. The whole bracelet as a package as a whole feels really, really good. I've got no real complaints with it at all. I think they did. I think they picked a really good one. So there you go, guys. That is the Baltany S4056. This is their new 36 millimeter. Yeah, kind of follows suit of their 39 millimeter. Very nice. I think they actually upgraded the crystal on this thing a little bit. The Lume is killer. The bracelet is good. If you're looking for a watch of this style and you want a brown dial, this is really your only option. You know, I think there's some other options out. I mean, there's plenty of options out there for a 36 millimeter exploring style watch, even in the same price range. But I think when you are getting this watch, you're getting it specifically for that dial. You're getting it for that crystal. A lot of them just use a flat crystal. So yeah, I am overall very happy with the watch. I think you guys will be too. If this is the style you're going for, I wouldn't hesitate. I've got no complaints about this thing. I mean, it's a really nicely done watch. So yeah, I think that's about it for me. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.